Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'm doing what everyone likes to do in the brewing industry. I love to bottle. Not. That one is almost done. It's not as bad as some people make it out. To say bottles of paint and kegging is not is to say that kegging is, there's no work to it, but that's not true. There is a lot of work to kegging. One of the things, actually, well, it's not work, but there's a big expense to kegging, and bottles are a lot cheaper. I mean, there's some advantages to bottling than to kegging. You still have to clean the kegs out too, you know. Bottles, you have to clean the bottles out, but of course that's more of a pain. So there's a little bit more there's a little bit more pain profile with bottling, I think, in the end. But when you're just starting out, I think it's the way to go. I've got a theory that I've been kicking around. Tell me if I'm crazy or not. But I've been kegging for a while, maybe a year now, and I've tried a lot of different beers from the keg, and I've also tried, of course, before that I bottled, and I still do some bottling like I'm doing now because I don't have any more keg room. But there's a really nice flavor to bottle conditioned beer, and I don't know if you put down below what you think. I'm wondering what people think about that, because I don't know what it is. Now, it's not true with commercial beer. Okay, commercial beer, every time, keg beer is better in commercial beer. And like I said, I'm not completely, I haven't completely solidified my opinion on whether or not I like keg or bottle, the taste of keg or bottle conditioned beer better. But I'm kind of leaning toward bottle conditioned, but then again, there is a pain profile to bottling all the time. But anyway, so and there's kind of there's a little bit of a fun I'm trying to say to bottling, in that you put your sugar in there, or whatever sweetener you use, honey or what have you, molasses, and so there's a little bit of science there. You got to portion out how much is going to make. If you brew a dark beer, you probably put less sugar in it. If you're brewing a lighter beer, probably a little bit more. Mine is, and I can give it to you in gallons. Well, I can give it to you in liters too. I think it's in liters. Let me do that first. I think I put 140 grams of table sugar when I batch prime into, I think it's 19 liters of beer. So the reverse of that is I put 5 ounces of table sugar into 5 gallons. So in gallons, it just equals 1 ounce per gallon. In grams and liters, it's a little more difficult, which is unusual because normally grams and liters are easier. But anyway, and that's kind of neat. You can control it that way. Although on the keg side, you can control, even when you're drinking it and serving it, you can kind of control the carbonation immediately, which is an advantage. But so anyway, I'm bottling this because it's my basic ale. It's one my wife likes the most. So I gotta make sure I make this every once in a while, keep her happy. But so I've got a bunch of bottles to do here. I've also, I don't know if you do this, but I've harvested my yeast from the, actually this was just in primary for like 3 weeks. And I just directly put that into the bottling bucket, and I'm bottling from there. But that's the yeast from it, and it's Nottingham. I'm beginning to like, it comes in a pack like this, you've probably seen it. But it's beginning to be my go-to yeast, because I enjoy it gives it, it's an English yeast, and you would think it would leave a lot of sweetness and you know, really not attenuate really well, and give it more of a kind of a cloudier profile. But Nottingham really seems to bring out the hop flavor, and the honey brown ale that I just did, it seems like, you know, whatever hops was in there, it brought those forward. And I've heard people say that of Nottingham yeast before, and I think that's true. I have a sampling that I took off the before it went into the bottling bucket here. This is my basic ale, and let me take a sip of this. Oh, there's lots of residual sweetness there. It's really good. My wife's gonna love that. But there's a couple of ounces of cluster hops in there, and that does bring it more forward than I think the USO 5 that I used last time with this. So I'm kind of, you know, last time I used USO 5, this time I used Nottingham. But that's really nice. It does have a lot of sweetness. There's a clarity of taste to that, which is really, really nice. And I like that a lot. That's really good. But anyway, I'll continue bottling. But let me know what you think about bottle conditioned beers, the flavor, as opposed to beers that are keg. Now homebrew, because I know in commercial, like I said, commercial hands down. Every time you taste even a cheaper beer here in the United States, it tastes much better on the keg than it does in a bottle. But of course, those aren't bottle conditioned. But let me know what you think. Cheers, everybody. Just thought I'd put a quick update here. Happy brewing to you, and I'll see you on the next brewing video if I ever finish bottling.